start Winedown Wednesday with your hosts, Missy, Dawn, Angie, TJ, Nikki, and Lindsay. So grab your glass or your cup and join us for great conversations about, well, who knows? Let's just enjoy the evening. Here we go.
Hola, family, and welcome to another live edition of Winedown Wednesday. I am your host, Missy. We ask that y'all join us and sit back and relax and try to let go of the day. Get you a cup, a glass, a whole bottle. We don't care. Just get something that's going to help you calm down and relax while we talk about traveling with the littles. We are all already somewhere else in our mind. We under a palm tree with a babysitter in the room with the kids on the beach and some sand and all of that good stuff. So we're going to talk about how you get there. See, Shayla joined us. She went there. We all going to go there with her. So we are going to talk to you about some of our experiences in our travels. And Nick and I found some way overpriced, overexpensive stuff. We want to show you that, because if that's the lifestyle you living of a Kardashian, by all means. But if you balling on a budget, we got a couple of those things too. So join us as we go through this journey. If you're joining us after the fact, thank you for watching. We ask that if you're with us, like and share this right now so that it goes out to your friends so more people can join us here in the room and in the conversation. I have with me some very familiar faces. We have Nick and Rachel and May and Shayla, and we see Miss Sheenan is listening. She may or may not pop in. Some of our other ladies may or may not pop in. It's just that kind of mommy night. So let's get started. Again, we don't yuck anybody's yum. What worked for you may not work for us. What worked for us may not work for you. These are suggestions. We are going to show you like some different sunblocks and like mosquito sprays and things. But if your children have special like skin requirements, eczema, allergies, all of that, please check with your pediatrician, medical care provider before putting anything on your little person's skin if they have any kind of anything. If for the first time, because you shouldn't be using like sunblocks and things before a certain age. The first time, I would suggest doing a little spot at home, somewhere that you can watch it for a few minutes and make sure it's not going to get red or anything before you take them out in the sun and slather them down. And now they just covered in head to toe and some allergic reaction. So make sure that you take precautions with all of your little stuff. So welcome.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Speaking of sunscreen, I saw the tip. It was a Instagram there, TikTok. Easy way to put on sunscreen, use a makeup brush. And you don't have to touch it and get your hand dirty. Just squirt the sunscreen on the makeup brush and brush it on your child.
Oh, listen, look
Tip
at
of the day.
Look at you. Yeah, listen. For your child, you could use it for yourself. I like the spray, but that spray is cold. Y'all ever? It's like being rubbed down with an ice cube, and it is no fun. But it's not even that kind of party. So, but again, even if you do like Rachel, take it and put it somewhere where it's just a little teeny spot, and then if you're good to go, by all means. So we're going to jump into the conversation. We have a lot of stuff, a lot of links and things that we pulled up to show you guys as we go through the night. So, or the next hour. So we're going to get into it. I have so much stuff open on my computer, like I can't find stuff. Let me go back to all of our links. And then if you're flying with your littles for the first time, or even if they're just really small, a tip that Nay gave us was letting the airline crew know that this is like first flight or whatever. Sometimes they will give the little people their like flight wings to say first flight. If you get a good crew, they may even let them come into the cockpit and like take a picture and things like that. Now, you sent me a picture, but it's on text. And so I would have to email it to myself. So I don't know if you have it. Let me make sure you guys have screen share ability. So if you can find that picture, that would be good. We'll talk about so with twins, we have a double stroller. We when we traveled with them last year, we took the big stroller. I'm thinking we probably should have taken the small stroller. And so they make strollers. Dang it, I wish I had that link of the who gave us the tip, y'all, for the stroller that collapses down and goes up in the overhead of the airplane. Was it Cherie? Cherie, you watching? I think Cherie's watching. I don't know if you can get to it, Cherie, but if you have that where you can like email one of us or send it to one of us, like the link so that we can pull it up. It's pricey, y'all. Again, if you are living the life of a Kardashian, it's no, it's
Oh, can you see it?
Where it go? I
Can you
see a beautiful face. Oh, there it is.
There it is. Is it right? Is it
yes,
right?
It's right.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the little people in the cockpit of the plane. That was a sweet
I
gesture.
wish I did that.
So
the captain got out his seat. The co-pilot got out his seat. They put him in the jump seat. They said, just don't touch this button right here and we're going to be fine. And they the ones that took the pictures for us. And then they ended up getting in the pictures. But, they were more than happy.
Is it that red button that's glowing that tells me to touch it, that they tell the kids not to touch? Because I want to push it and I'm not even there.
No, it's not the red one. I thought it was the red one, but it wasn't the red one.
I'm just saying. They talking about don't touch. I'm like, wait, I want to touch it. Okay. Oh, yeah. Sharon said, let me see if I can find. Thanks, Sharon. Hold on.
Oh, how do I stop it? Okay, there you go.
Girl, I don't know. I'm not a technical person. Let me see. She said it's the Duna travel stroller. Duna make everything, y'all. Travel stroller. Okay, so let's see. So, is that the one that collapses and goes down in the airplane? Let me see. So I see the one that Duna, that's the car seat and stroller, but there's one that collapses. Come on, y'all. Y'all know I'm old. Somebody sending me. Oh, thanks. All right, the pocket lightweight stroller. Cherie just texted to me. Oh, there we go. Okay.
GB pocket.
Okay, here we go. Oh, Nate, so
all-terrain.
It's well, they have several, so I'll show this one. So this one right here, see how it folds all the way down? And you can put it up in an airplane. It can go up in the top where you put your carry-on luggage. Again, y'all, for $530. But if you
better be flying every weekend.
If you live in life free, you can afford this. That's why I said we're gonna get the subliminally ridiculous.
And they can deliver on Friday. Check that out. For $530, you better.
For $530, they should be able to deliver it tomorrow.
Same day.
Missy, look at the one that's she found one for $140.
Which one?
$200. It's Shaw, SHAHA, foldable baby stroller. That one's not.
Yeah, because I think the one you got is Baby Zen. That's the brand. That's Kardashian like.
Oh wait, I don't see the one you're talking about, Nick, but who is this? Somebody makes an umbrella stroller. See, this is more my price range right here. It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It is $139.99 and you can still get it by Friday.
So here's my thing. The stroller, you can take it all the way up to the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Leave it right there and they will put it under the plane for you. And then I just take my carrier baby on the front, whatever my carry-on's on my back, because it's such a skinny, narrow thing anyway. And at least that way my carry-on, it's underneath his stroller while I'm entertaining him and we're running through the airport and we're going to the bathroom and I can have I just take the big stroller.
Yeah. And it doesn't count as a carry-on or as luggage. It's free.
Nope. You get up there and you ask for the tag, and they
Yep.
tag it for you at the counter. And then even while you're right there and you're doing it, everyone who pretty much is walking past you is like, do you need help? Do you need me to hold something while you're opening
Mhm.
your roller back up?
Yeah, so you don't have to. You can just take, and like Nick saying, when you go into the airport and do security and everything, you walk up to like where you want to change your ticket or whatever, or change your seat, and they'll bag and tag it. And a lot of times they'll make that announcement. So we're going to begin boarding for whatever flight. If you have strollers or whatever, or wheelchairs or anything, you can bring that and we'll tag it at the counter, and you literally walk all the way up to the opening of the plane. And then you take your child out and you sit it right to the side, and the people will come put it under the plane. And when you deboard, it'll be right there. And you can then go back out. How do you go to the bathroom?
Yeah, you
If
just
you're
have to make sure that you close it, because that's their only thing. They're not going to close it for you, because they're not going to assume the liability if it breaks
If
or
something happens.
something happens to it.
Mhm.
So you have to make sure you close it.
Mhm.
So
and
go ahead.
Put it at that door. And I mean, it also gives you the opportunity to as Missy said, do that boarding with the what is it, families with small children.
Mhm.
But I will say, because the first time we flew, I was waiting on that announcement and it never came through. And I walked up to the counter and the agent said that they no longer did that for the airline. They eliminated the families with small children option. I think it was American. I'll check my ticket to see specifically which airline, but they no longer make that call. So if you are a family with small kids, I'm like, so I had two different responses. On the way where we were going, the agent said, we no longer do that as an airline. And so it's just the regular all call, you board when everyone else boards. But coming back, the agent was like, yeah, we don't do that, but I'll let you on early. Just stay with the, those passengers with disabilities. And so I boarded with passengers with disabilities. And he said, just note, it's going to be something that is like a hit or a miss, depending on the gate the agent uses. But as an airline, they eliminated that option.
American.
Good old Southwest, where
I
you
must
fly
say
your bags
Southwest.
free for 2 bags, they still do in between
But it
groups
is,
A and B.
And I
yeah,
was like, who thought that was a good idea? Oh, somebody without small kids.
That's what it is. It take a real mama to be on a
Somebody
board to
at
make.
that table, no one at that table had or remembered having small kids and travel.
Yeah. So what I also thought about, because if you get like a higher boarding group for like certain airlines, group 1 or group A. So if you are traveling with a small child and you don't, because especially with Southwest, you got to pay like $25-$50 to get the board early option thing. If you get a person, or like us, we're traveling as a party of 6. So they would probably let my husband and I on with the babies, but then the other 2 would have to, I'm not paying all of this extra money. So if you get 2 people with early board, or 1 person in your group with early board, you can hold the seats. I'm just throwing that out there so that,
yeah, I was gonna say, I think I saw something that was like, because Southwest is not really first, it's in between groups A and B. So if you're one of those people who hits it right at 24 hours and you get group A, then you might as well go with group A. But or maybe we were talking about this where we were saying, like, if you do the family boarding, have one of the parents or whoever's with you go with all of the bags, put them in the put them everywhere, and you still run around with the kids until the very last minute. Because that's the thing with family boarding, you are going on a little bit sooner, but now your child has to sit there longer before we actually take off. So
yeah, you got to figure that out, play around with it.
What I would suggest with that time is, most times you get on and you're doing all this other stuff. I usually use that time to use the restroom, change the baby if needed, and get myself all the way situated. So while everybody else is coming on and doing whatever it is they do, I'm in that restroom making sure that baby is good. So when I finally sit down, they're all on the flight, and when we settle, they're settled as well.
So I've never flown with my kid before, but what if I have to go to the bathroom and I'm traveling
And you're
alone.
alone.
Yeah, so Cherie was asking that question as well. So I got a couple of options. For us, I'm not still opposed to using the Moby. So I put, like, we've been out at the store on a day, like the girls have really been fussing. This is like more recent. And they are 22 months. So I had her in the Moby strapped to me. And I used the restroom just like that. I went to the restroom with her on me. But Nick showed us this thing, showed me this thing earlier where you can bind the baby, like attach the baby to you,
It's
and
basically
you're still,
carrier. It just doesn't have like that thing in between the legs or over
yeah.
the shoulders. It just like keeps them up against you, so they sit still. But I was by myself, Cherie, and I didn't do the Moby just because he's heavier now on my back, and I just didn't want to be hot and have to do all that. Because some places make you take your wraps off. On the way there, they didn't make me take it off. On the way back, they did make me take it off. And I'm one of those people who puts it on already and just wears it the entire time, so I'm ready. But I went to the bathroom with him strapped to the front of me. It took some squat work because you already not sitting directly on the toilet. So it's like squatting with a weight, and I was kind of sweaty, but I did it. The other thing is if you took your, we're talking about on the plane. So on the plane, I would have Cherie Jr. in your carrier. But if you are outside of the plane and you're going, before you board, this is why I say take your big stroller, because go in the handicap stall. You can put the whole entire stroller in the stall with you. She can sit there and look at you. Sometimes you can even wash your hands in there and just one-stop shop and be out.
Or pay attention, because airports are getting pretty good about the family restrooms and or gender non-conforming unisex restrooms. And those are by default larger, and they're separated from the men's restrooms and the women's. And so
that's true.
You can go in, all your baggage, baby, and literally, I think the first time I did it, I had stroller and baby by the door, because I'm a germaphobe when it comes to bathrooms, and if it's the bathroom with a toilet with no cover, I'm like, spray, So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna push away from it, but also be on the lookout for that. And I did like, okay, if boarding starts at 7:35, at 7:20, I'm walking to the bathroom because I know how long it takes me to get in, get out, and change baby and get out. So
yeah. And
I
then
did everything as close to as possible.
And I put the link in like our private chat. If somebody can transfer that to Facebook, that would be good. But Cherie, also, you can take toilet seat covers. Okay, so I'm over 50 and my knees don't squat. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I can't hold my weight over a toilet. So I take the toilet seat covers that cover the entire toilet. And I usually put a couple of them down. I may sometimes even put toilet tissue down and then put this on top so that I can sit. And if you're gonna have the baby, like you said, and you can't like squat and hold the baby, like y'all don't give Tamila no ideas because we're not doing that in the front yard with the baby strapped to us and squats. But I'm just throwing that out there. But if you're in a restroom where you have to hold them, and you got to line the toilet seat real good and sit. I can't squat. Maybe you can, but you may have to do that. And on the airplane, they do have the toilet seat covers. So you can take your own. You can use one of theirs first and then one of yours on top because yours may be larger, but I definitely say keep those in your diaper bag. Also keep a small can of Lysol and not baby wipes, but the wet one wipes. You can get them in the baby section or in Walmart and places like that in their little travel section that they have like the dollar things. You can get those, and those are antibacterial. So when I go to a changing station, I pull it down, I wipe it down with my antibacterial wipe, and then I spray it with Lysol. And then after I spray it with Lysol, while I'm giving it a second to dry, I wash my hands. And then if it's still a little bit wet, I may wipe the rest of it off and then lay their mat down. Or if I don't have their mat, I lay like paper towels down and then lay them on it. But I spray the whole thing because if your kids are like mine, while they're laying there, they're doing this and they're touching and so I've sprayed the whole thing. So no matter where you touch, you know, we got you. And then I even, like, after I wash their hands, I'll spray their hands with sanitizer after we get out, and they, you know, out of the restroom, we use hand sanitizer. So it's a little bit more, so give yourself a little more grace.
Just, I mean, try and go before for sure. And even if you're by yourself, like we talked, you may just want to skip family boarding, especially if your baby's 2 and under anyway, and you're not worried about getting 2 seats right next to each other. And a lot of times you can tell too, like, okay, is this a full flight? Look at the people around. Oh, it's not even a full flight. And like Shayla was saying, go to the bathroom at the very last minute and try not to go on the plane. But if you do, I would just have that carrier to put them on the front and wipe everything down, wipe their hands when they get out.
Yeah, when we did the road trip, we stopped at a rest stop, and obviously I couldn't do a stroller then, but he was just walking, and I had to use, after I did the changing station with him, I had to use the bathroom. So I'm like, walk into the bathroom with me. So he just stood there and he's looking at me like, oh, wait, what? And I'm like, yep. You know, explaining what I'm doing, but he's just literally standing in front of me. But then when it's time to go, I'm like, I can't have you touch the door. So I'm like carrying him. And then we're at the sink washing his hands and my hands and all that. But he had to literally walk in. And I went to the handicap stall. So he's just standing there looking around and pulling tissue out of the thing.
They don't touch nothing crazy.
And here's what I would say about some rest stops. Depending on where you're going, the route that you're on, the rest stop that you stop at, sometimes they don't have handicap stalls, and I don't know why. Some of them have family rooms that are always closed, or family rooms that's
is
what never serviced.
Yep, I had that.
So, or they have
both
a restroom
back and forth,
don't have a pull down to change the baby. I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to change this kid? And there's no pull down. I literally had to sit in the bathroom, squat, and hold the baby over my legs in a squat.
You keep changing the baby.
You got skills,
I was having basketball training at that point, and I was happy that I had that. But I literally had to squat over the toilet, put that baby across my leg, and suffer to change.
No, let me give you a tip. If you stop at a rest
I would do it in the
stop,
car.
if you stop at a rest stop for truckers with showers, a lot of times they have the bigger rooms because those guys have to go in, they have to shower and all of that kind of stuff. And if you can take your, if you have your stroller where you can get to it, you can always take your stroller out, lay the stroller down, change them in the stroller. If you can do that, or if you have an SUV and you have that space in the back, you can pull your hatch up and you can.
If it's not hot, cold, or raining, change them on the hood.
What? Change them on the hood. It don't matter. You can change this, lay that mat down, and change them wherever you need to change them. But I can't squat. I can't squat by myself, so I know I ain't squatting.
Or like Missy says, change them on your lap.
That was literally the very first time I traveled with my first daughter. And ever since then, I learned my lesson.
Yeah.
After that, I literally, the next time I went to the bathroom, she was wet. I didn't care. I came back to the car. The second time I sat in the back seat and I changed it in the car.
Yes, your lap is the first changing pad.
But
your lap. Our grandmothers ain't had no changing pad. They use their laps.
And especially when they get like to be taught, I guess like toddler, where they could stand up, confidently stand up. Now sometimes he don't want to lay down so I can change him and I don't have time. So you're going to stand up and I'm going to unstrap it and I'll wipe you. And then I'm going to pull it up under you like a thong.
Yep.
You know, do the straps like this. You're still going to get changed.
Yes, you're still going to be dry and I'm going to wipe you off and we're going to be good to go. So not everybody's flying. So, and then taking a train. I don't know if we've taken a train, not with the twins, but we've taken a train from Baltimore to Miami. It was a 24-hour train ride. But let me tell you why it wasn't bad. Because in that longer train ride, you get the seats that recline most of the way back. And then you can walk from car to car. So there was a dining car. There was an actual dining room car where you had a waiter who waited on you at your table. Then there's a view car where you walk a few cars back and the chairs turned to face these big all glass windows so you could watch while you, and it wasn't a bad trip. And our youngest was still pretty young. So we also, like, they had stops. Sometimes they would have a 30-minute stop and you could get off, you could walk in if it was during the day, see if they had a little gift shop or whatever, and just get back on. And we planned it so that it would go mostly during the day so that we had those stop options, and we also could sleep. And when we got there, we weren't tired. When we got back home, we weren't tired because we didn't feel like we had, because that's 17, 18 hours in a car. So that's with us taking turns driving. So somebody's always going to be tired and cramped and all of that. So a train ride is also an option, and their bathrooms are just like airplane stalls. So you have to take your Lysol and different things like that. But you have options when you travel. Just be prepared.
So here's one thing I'm gonna say. When you fly, so I had this experience. I was talking to Missy about it. I traveled through Dulles International. It was terrible. The TSA agent would not allow me to go through because she kept asking me for identification for my infant. I'm like, we on this domestic flight. Why do you need identification from my infant? And she kept saying, do you have ID for the baby? No, I don't have ID for the baby. But I remember I actually packed her birth certificate for precautionary reasons. And I was like, well, I have her birth certificate. You want that? And she was like, yes, let me see it. And she kept asking my older daughter, who are these people? Like, who are these people? My older daughter is like, stranger danger. I don't know you. I'm not talking to you. So her dad is like, who's this? And she's like, mommy. He's like, who am I? He's like, dad. She says, daddy. And she's like, who's that? She's like, that's Noah. And it was only then she's like, okay. And then she looked at the names, because both of our names are on the certificate. And that's when she said, okay, you guys can go. But until I actually gave her that document, she would not give us passage to get to.
But before
So
you
she's
got
checking
there,
for like possibly like kidnapping or something.
Listen, I don't know, because I mean, both of the kids are lighter than the both of us. And I said, listen, this is what slavery did. But
we all different shades of the rainbow.
we are all different shades of the spectrum and everything else. But she
did
was
you
not
have to
letting
get
me
a
go.
boarding pass for your baby? Because that was something
I sure did.
So my thing is, if they wanted to check the birth certificate, like they would be the ones to check the birth certificate. And even then, if it's, you're right, it's a domestic flight, number one. And number two, it's really just to confirm that they're not over the age of 2 and they can still fly free. Otherwise, they have their own ticket. So you and TSA, that's not your job anymore. Somebody else did.
Well, we were gonna miss our flight if I didn't have that. And it was a pretty, we had
to top flight security.
Yes, she was. She did the most that day. And I just said, Lord, thank you for telling me to grab this daggone birth certificate before I walked out the door.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing.
Maybe I should take my child down to the DMV and get her ID.
A whole ID card.
Even though she's not 2 years old yet.
You know the ones that we used to have where like it would have our thumbprint on them?
Who just did that? Sheenan, did you do that?
The ID kit? About a kit that makes those.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember I had one when I was younger.
Yeah,
when did you get it?
I have to go look it up. So I had seen the advertisement on, it was probably like on Facebook or something. It was like one of those kits. So I reached out and then a lady contacted me. I'll share it in the group again too. But I've had like all my friends sign up. So yeah, you get their thumbprint, face, you can take a picture of their face. So you have all that information on your phone.
Huh, okay, so
it's actually for like Amber Alert. So say, Lord forbid, like something was to happen, he was to get he gets kidnapped or whatever case may be, then I have all that information. So instead of having to go to the police and then do a report, it's like, boom,
That's awesome.
what you have, it goes directly into their system so that they
Yeah.
can find Amber Alert quicker as opposed to later.
So here it says there's no minimum age to get a ID card. You just have to have the parent's driver's license, the child's birth certificate and social security card, and you can
The
get
MBA.
it for MBA. You can get that for your little person. I want to do the safe kit. So if you remember to put that in there, Shane, I want to do that to make sure. But yeah, I mean, even though our kids will have tickets, because they'll be a week past their second birthday and I had to buy these jokers plane tickets. I'm still going to take, y'all know how much that hurt me to my heart. But round trip plane tickets for somebody that's going to sit on my lap the whole plane ride, because they're not going to want to sit. All right, I'm not going to get on that. Okay, so some travel tips.
The passport is fine.
Passport is your ID. If the
Yes,
baby
passport.
The
that's
passport
the
is ID.
baby's ID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have a passport, by all means, we want to get the girls one, just haven't done it yet, but
Yeah,
that will
We just
be,
got Miles's and it only took, I swear, like less than 20 days. It came so fast.
okay, so I'm probably gonna work on that, but we definitely need a passport. So while you're on the what, okay, so wait, before we do that, because we talked a little bit about sunscreens and stuff when we first started. They make whole lines, and you don't have to go with this one, it's just just something. We've actually tried this. It's the babyGanic sunscreen. They make sunscreen, bug spray, all of that for little people. Check with your pediatrician. I think, don't quote me on this, y'all, because there's so many statistics in my head, but I think is it under 6 months they don't recommend. I don't know. Check with your pediatrician and find out what age they recommend that you start putting like sunscreens and bug sprays and things like that on your little person. But they make organic ones, they make all different ones, and then ask too, what's the UVA level or UVB level of protection you should be looking for with your little person, and then ask how often you should be reapplying it, because we seem to be under the strange assumption that you can show up at the beach at 11 o'clock, put your sunscreen on, and leave the beach at 7 and never have reapplied said sunscreen. That is not the truth. You should be reapplying sunscreen. I believe it's every 2 hours or something, whatever the can says, bottle says. Make sure you are reapplying the sunscreen. Sunburn hurts, and sunburn on a baby or a toddler or a child is even worse because they don't really understand it. So making sure you're doing that. Bug bites, thank you. If somebody can grab that link. Okay, thanks, Shayla. Also, like mosquito sprays and all those things, find out what you can use on your little person to make sure that they are not getting bit and sunburned, even if they're so young that you just have to put like a light color, very thin something over their skin so that they don't burn. A lot of the bathing suits now come with like the long sleeves or whatever when they're in the water to protect their skin. You have the little floaties that have the hood over it for when they're in the water. So things like that to make sure that they are having fun on vacation, and that you don't end up in somebody's emergency room somewhere because they all blistered up. So
we just recently we're going to Jamaica, and we got one of these like zone mosquito repellent things. Like we just know we'll be chilling outside. And it says 20-foot zone protection. The refills that go in there for 12 hours at a time. There's no scent. It doesn't spray anything. We got that off of Amazon, and we heard good things about it. So that's what we're gonna try.
After you try, can you leave a review on the Hands of Melody page so people can see, like, did it really work?
Oh yeah. Mhm. Well, you know.
Yeah, but if
Um,
you're trying to be cheap, you could just you could get the citronella wristlets. What
Oh,
I
yeah.
did was, yeah, I put them on the baby's ankles,
Mhm.
both ankles. And I was good. She was fine.
That's smart.
okay, yeah, you can do that, but gotta make sure they're not allergic to citronella, because who knows? People are allergic to everything. So, if you put it on and you wait
Probably
like
not
a minute
good.
or so and they good, but if you put it on, um, and they start to break out, I didn't know till she was 7 that, oh, child number 4 had a latex allergy. You know how we found out? She was helping me cook at the daycare. She's like, Mom, can I help? And I was like, yeah, you gotta put gloves on, wash your hands, put gloves on. And she's standing at the sink and I'm washing off for fruit. And I keep seeing her do this. I was like, why are you scratching so much? She's like, I don't know, my hands. And she took the glove off and her hand was all red. And I was like, okay, so you're allergic to yeah. So do anything in moderation first when it comes to your kids and make sure that they don't have an allergic reaction. Oh, Nick, we gotta show them the thing. So again, for those that running with the Kardashians, if you want to take your little person's car seat on the plane, you want to run through the airport, they got these things that you can put the car seat on, and you can pull them through the airport, all kinds of situations. It's 70
It's,
bucks,
so- And I just keep thinking about this. It's only $67, not that bad. But I feel like if they are that age and they need to be in the car seat, then you probably have one of those clip strollers that you clip it into, because a lot of us are getting travel systems. And then 2, when they're that age, you're probably not paying for them to have their own seat. And you only need their car seat on the plane if they are going to have their own seat. And if you get lucky, like, because they told us, I put his car seat underneath his stroller and I used a different piece for like his stroller because mine came with different pieces. And I was gonna have them put it under the plane, but she was like, it's not a full flight, so you actually can get an extra seat. So then I had it, but like, I don't know. I just don't know why you would put them on that rolly cart instead of just clip them into the stroller that might have come with.
So then let me ask a question, because I think we talked about this when Cherie was gathering information. If your child needs a car seat at your destination, would you feel safe in renting a car seat at your destination instead of you bringing one?
I checked mine when I checked my bags, and I have a car seat cover. Southwest has one for $17. And
I was getting ready to show
they don't take it back. You can, if you travel a lot, I'd probably get a more sturdy one or whatever, or more durable. But it was plenty spacious, and it was his toddler car seat, not his one. Yeah. So I got there and I left it with my luggage, and so all I had was my carry-on and the stroller.
Yeah. I followed this young lady, this woman, Safe in the Seat. She does everything car seat all the time. And she actually, just like that, like the convertible car seat, she actually says she has that on the plane. Like when she buys the extra seat, she straps that. Literally, like the plane seat is like a car seat. And she puts the convertible car seat on the, I was like, oh, okay.
Because I thought that was required. If they're going on seat, I thought you had to either have the infant car seat, the toddler car seat, or the booster chair. That parents come on with their booster seat. I thought you had to.
Yeah, you don't.
But it was
but she was saying
the other thing, Nick. Wait, what was the other thing we saw? The car seat situation thing. Oh man, I didn't keep it up.
I actually posted a travel bag that we use. The second link, I think it is.
The second link. Hold on.
The car seat bag.
You put it in when we first got on here. Let's see. Okay.
And
so car seat bag. I see it. Hold on.
That actually, we had again such high hopes in 2020 when COVID was just this distant thing that wasn't going to be here for long. We had such high hopes of like traveling, and so we actually bought this, and so you can use it to like check your bag, but it really is. And it fits the convertible car seat that carries up to 100 pounds. And so and it's padded. So that was great. I think we checked it when we first got there, but it, so FYI, car seats do count. If you're checking them like the regular method, they do count as oversized luggage. So
American Airlines, because Southwest, they don't count.
for Delta,
Oh, Delta.
yeah. If you're doing, again, but that's if you're doing like, you get to the counter and do you have bags to check? Yes, I want to check the car seat. Now, if you're taking it to the plane, it's a whole different ballgame. But there was that, and then, but there were other families. So I did see another family on the same plane as us that took up their stroller and their convertible car seat. Like they had the car seat that was not the infant car seat sitting on top of their regular stroller,
Yep.
and they just walked both of them up, collapsed the stroller, and then put the airline provided the red bag for their car seat. And so you
They
have
put it
those
under the
options,
plane for
right?
them. And they put it under the plane
And
for
they
them.
put it under the plane for them. And so
Yep.
you have either option. They'll provide you a bag or you can buy one. I think you could also do a mix. Buy your bag, take it up to the front, and then put it in your own bag. And again,
I've
just
done
like
that
the
before,
stroller,
too.
they'll put it underneath. But
Yeah. We had that. We have that too when they were small enough to be lap babies. We had the thing that Southwest gave us and we put it in a bag and just checked it. But you're right. Do we really want to use the car seat that the car rental place is going to give you, or that you're going to rent from them, because you don't know what the expiration date
Yeah.
is, you don't know
Right.
any of that stuff.
What
And then speaking
maintenance.
of which, when you
And
get to the
cleaning.
hotel, the crib situation. So that rollaway crib, we tried one time to get the rollaway crib at the hotel. I don't know whose standards, because clearly it's not. It wasn't even. I think this was in like 19. I don't even think in 14 this was the standard, because the arms can reach out and all kinds of, and it just wasn't safe. And if you get a hotel bed that's what they call a queen and I call a full, to have the twins in between us, my husband and I had to sleep like on the edge to keep them from rolling off. So it's too much to take a pack and play all the way, especially if you're going to like Jamaica or somewhere, you taking a pack, that's just a lot of extra luggage. So what I will say, I don't know if I should say this, I'm gonna say it anyway, I don't even care. Go and get you a pack and play from somewhere while you there, use it and return it. I don't even know how, everybody return it.
My first link is that, again, high hopes, such high hopes. It is both a diaper bag and a pack and play all in one.
It's a pack and play?
So it extends out and folds out, and it has a little carrier in it. The downside
Wait, Missy,
is,
show that one.
Oh, yes.
Somebody
yes,
put it
I
in
the
do.
there?
downside is
It's the
for
first
little
link she
people.
posted.
Okay.
So
I'm
I
coming
don't know
back.
that it would fit a bigger person, but it is definitely, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't see this one. Wait, hold
Yeah.
on. Hold on. But
I thought it was just
yeah,
a changing pad at first.
So,
but yeah.
and they've got some more, because this specific one is like out of stock, but yeah.
of course
Oh,
it-
I wonder if somebody is having a baby because someone gifted me that. I have it. I've never
Yeah.
used it. It's still in the packaging.
I had it, it was among the other many things that went back to Amazon and Target right at that 1 year cusp of the registry.
Yeah.
I was
so
like,
this will
oh,
work
everything
if you have a smaller person, that will work. Yeah, because I'm telling you, that crib, it was all metal. I swear it had been there since 1970, and I just didn't feel safe with my little person in it. So
Mhm.
you know.
I'm,
So
I'm
think
you
about
know,
that.
obviously an Airbnb fan, but even then, like there's ones who will have full blown cribs, like a wooden crib, or who have pack and plays already. And then if you just want to feel more comfortable, like just bring your own crib sheet or something.
Yeah, pack and plays would be good. Like I would be good if a hotel had a pack and play. I just would never do like another crib. Another crib at all. Also, if you're gonna go to a hotel with a like a patio with the sliding door, be able to, again, you can go locally and get like a real inexpensive baby gate, put it up, take it back, because you can keep the door from opening all the way, but you can keep the little person from getting out on the balcony. Think about stuff. This is all things that are running through my mind as we prepare to travel. So,
And don't forget your noise machine.
Oh, yeah.
That is a crucial one that is strong and have high decibels because it needs to drown out noise.
It does.
I would
And
say
your footsteps as you're coming in the room.
if you're gonna go to like the Caribbean islands, or if you're going somewhere that's mosquito prone, try to at least spray your room and leave so that whatever it is you spray can take care of the mosquitoes and that scent could die down. But if you don't want to spray your room, make sure you at least have netting. Carry a little
to
netting
ask you
with
about
you.
that while they sleep.
For these mosquitoes, put it over, just throw it over the crib. Depending on the size of that they give you, or depending on where the child is sleeping, you may be able to just take sometimes the stroller netting that you may have, and you may be able to just cover it over the baby. Some places actually have netting for you. And you could ask for that and request it. Some places don't. So if you are going somewhere that's prone to mosquitoes, just carry your netting with you. This one is for my stroller, but I mean, it balls up like a sock, so it doesn't carry space and it doesn't hold any weight.
I was trying to see if I saw that. I'll find that, and in the meantime, a couple more things. You might need noise cancelers for on the plane. There's not one particular one that we are recommending, but there are so many different ones that you can get for your little person. We just literally got these in from Amazon today. So, good and bad. I would suggest that you not try them for the first time right when you need them, because kind of get them used to wearing them for a few minutes and then taking them off. So if you are somewhere where they need them, but for little babies, if you feel like their ears are popping, or toddlers, give them something to drink as you're taking off a landing. If you're breastfeeding and they're not asleep, we would suggest that you breastfeed them during takeoff and landing. That'll kind of be soothing to them. And even if you fake nursing, inside joke, you can nurse
them
while you're
suckle.
taking off and while you landing. We just saying, I'm gonna
On
put
takeoff and landing too, it for the older ones, because that worked for me when he was 6 months. I just nursed him on the way up, nursed him on the way down. But for the older ones, like we kind of talked a little bit about airplane toys. I went to the dollar store and got a bunch of little toys, and I intentionally kept them from him until the day of. Like, he did not see them, so that way it would have his attention, hopefully for the duration of our flight. And I did not do it until like we were like had already taken off and we were in the air, because that first few minutes where you're going down the runway or whatever and it's bumpy and all that stuff, the plane is still a little bit noisy. People are still chattering. People are still talking. So I let him still talk and chatter during that time. But once it was actually quiet time, that's when I pulled the toys out. And then I think on the way down, because we had already been playing with the toys, it was like snacks, any snack he wanted, grapes, crackers, just whatever he wanted, he got. And that's kept him busy.
So Nikki, what you're saying, it is absolutely crucial. Those snacks are crucial. Mm-hmm. Those snacks can make or break your flight.
Yeah, you need an endless supply.
Yes, pack the snacks. Pack the snacks in abundance. Pack the snacks that you know your little person likes and will munch on and will have a great time with. If not, you can and will be miserable.
Yeah.
Knowing that you can't have that drink, they're about to pass out.
Yes. And you get these little bento boxes that are stackable and that you can put several different things in. They come with their own little spoons and forks. You could get all of those so that you can have several snacks for your little people, to make sure that they, have stuff to do. Nick talked about the abundance of toys. One of the things that we
Yeah.
bought the girls was this thing here, like a learning cube, and
The
it's
busy blocks.
on this one toy. They learn how to tie, screw things on and off, turn keys, switches, but like it kept them for a while. So making sure that they have something like that. We also, if they like to color, this thing, they can draw, and then you push the button and it erases. They draw and it erases. So you're not getting or needing 72 crayons that they throwing on the floor while you trying to get out of there. If you're in a car or somewhere like that, this thing goes across the car seat. They can color, they can play. There's little sets that they can play with inside of the car. It's pencil holders, papers, cup holders, all of that. So that if you're riding in the car and taking a long car drive, airplane, all that stuff, it goes across a stroller, having something for them to do. But again, having this strictly for those times, strictly for when you're in an airplane, or if you're going to be on a long road trip. Nick pulled hers out when we were at lunch one time so that, Miles could have that then, but it's not everyday toys that you want to give them that they see all.
Yeah.
They're not gonna stay.
I grabbed our little bag. So this was
Yes.
one trip to Dollar Tree. I saw this as I was leaving, like one of these little pouches, and I let Miles carry it himself, and he could go in and out of it on the plane. And I got this little thing here. It's one of those tangle things. And again, he had never seen any of this stuff before, so it really kept his attention for a while. I put it on his wrist like a bracelet. We took it off, put it on, $1. These little thingies, they connect and they snap together. And if he did throw it on the plane and I couldn't find it, I didn't care. A bunch of little clips like this. I mean, obviously pay attention to your child's age and what they'll put in their mouths. We did the pill container Sunday through Saturday, and I saw this idea online, and we put the different color puff balls in each one, pink, yellow, blue. That was fun for a bit, but then he started putting them in his mouth. So, but just things that I normally don't let him play with on a normal basis. I don't let him play with this. I don't let him play with clips. And it kept his attention. I would be clip it to your bag, clip it off your bag. That gave me a good 15 minutes before we had to do something else. And if we lost it, we did a slinky. Just go through the dollar store and make sure it's not a choking hazard, and it's age appropriate. And we did a car that totally fell apart once we got to our destination. It was a very cheap car, but it lasts for the plane ride. And silicone cupcake holders. We stacked those. We put the blue ones with the blue ones and the pink ones with the pink ones. So I don't know, if a movie won't keep your child that long, that sort of stuff. Stickers. That was the other thing I was going to mention. I wish I had them, but not paper stickers, puffy stickers that you can easily peel off, because I let him stick them everywhere. And even learning body parts, put one on mommy's nose, put one on your feet, put one on your belly. And we did that the whole plane ride, and I could peel them all off and put them back on our plastic, and we use those same stickers again later. Compared to the paper stickers, you may not be able to get that off.
Yeah. And if you
gonna appreciate you.
Yeah. No. And if you our girls have 2 or 3 favorite movies. So we bought these for the plane as well, because they have to have the headphones. So bought this, and I'm sure they'll watch it for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then we'll move on to something else, and then we'll come back. But just have a wide variety of things that will keep your little person occupied on these longer drives, because you bored, they bored. I don't think that anybody should be in the car for more than 2 hours. That's as an adult. Can't always fly where I want to go, because my husband's we're not driving somewhere it's going to take us 3 hours to get. So, I'm not balling like a Kardashian, so I don't have a private plane that can take me from airport to airport. I'm gonna get there one day. But for now, I'm not. So imagine if 3 hours, how long 3 hours is to us in a car. We know where we're going. We free to move about the cabin, readjust the car seat, kind of turn over, put your leg up. They're stuck in this car seat for that whole time. And if they're rear facing, they are looking at the seat that whole ride. So you've got to get things. And if it's just you and your little person, you should not be distracted with things that you're going to have to be like reaching back and pulling. It's unsafe. So trying to do things that will keep them occupied for as long as you can, and making it, you don't want to get on a plane to go somewhere for vacation and come back more exhausted than you were before you went on vacation. Now, if you party like a rock star that whole time, you're going to come back and you're going to be tired. But you shouldn't be tired because you did more work on vacation than you did while you were home. So making sure, any last minute tips for anybody, anything that we're forgetting?
Yeah, so I was gonna say, no, wherever it is you're going, know where you're going. Where you're going is going to determine what you're going to bring with you. If you know you're going somewhere hot, you probably don't want to bring a heavy carrier that will stick to you. Baby's gonna be hot, you're gonna be hot, all that stuff, you'll be miserable. If you're gonna bring a stroller, make sure you bring a nice little floppy hat for baby, so that baby is shaded and comfortable. I went to St. Lucia. I had a couple. The baby was miserable. He looked like if he was starting to get sunburned. Grandma had him, didn't know what to do. I took him. Grandma, you go ahead and eat. I started rocking him, took some wet towels, put some ice cold water on it, and started sopping him, his neck and his head. He cooled down, he calmed down. Every day that I saw grandma and grandpa for the rest of the week, that baby had a wet towel around his neck. So know some of the little tidbits that'll keep your little person cool and calm, and just know wherever it is that you're going, pack for where you're going. Don't bring too much of the bulky items that will make you miserable and make you have a miserable vacation.
And I would also say for road trip, with even if you know where you're going, if you're going to be in the car for a long time, dress them lightly, because they're going to be sitting in the car seat, whether you have the AC on or not or whatever. Their temperature is going to get a little higher because they're in the back of the car seat. So you want to dress them as light as possible. Like when my son and I did it, bump the shoes. You didn't put shoes on until we got to a rest stop and you had to, walk around or whatever. But dress to that, and then plan if you can. Try to plan, especially for road trips. Try to plan around their nap time or their bedtime, so you have less disruptions for you if you're the one that's driving or whatever. And if you can't help it, then plan for a 4-hour trip will take 6 hours, and try to stop every 2 hours or so, and plan to stop for at least 30 minutes, because your child, it's kind of like having a pet. They got to walk around and leave themselves and all that, and have them just run around the whole. That's what we did when we stopped at the rest stop after I changed him. Forget me trying to carry you. He just wanted to run. Yeah. So everyone just got out of the way. Oh, he's so cute. Okay, great. Keep thinking he's cute because he's about to run through this whole place. And that's what he did. And then we got back in the car. He's perfectly fine. So the rest stops is crucial, like making sure you stop periodically. And then if you can go when they're sleeping, save yourself some time. So yeah.
Hydrate. They make the spray fans with the fan with the water. Saturday we had the girls out. We taught them how to like spray it, so they would spray themselves and the fan would be going and it would cool them off. So those work as well.
And to add to what Rachel was saying, because today I got in my back seat just because I wanted to see how cool it was, and it was really hot. So the fans that you can attach to their strollers, so I took that because mine it kind of like buckles, right? So I took it, I raised up my middle headrest, I put the fan on there, and I turned it on so that it could keep the air circulating because it gets hot back there.
My one tip, if you're traveling by yourself in the airport, And although you can have your carry-on and then have like a diaper bag for your baby, if you're by yourself, don't have your carry-on, have your baby's change of clothes in there. And I have like other little pouches. So like this specifically is like diaper, a few wipes, a cream, my son's EpiPen, Benadryl, and it has the diaper thing here. So I have my one carry-on, but when I got into the bathroom, I didn't have to sit my carry-on down and go in his diaper bag and find stuff in him. So it was like, these are diapers. This is what I need. If I was in a place where I felt comfortable leaving my stuff, I could leave my stuff and know I'm going to take this with me, maybe put my wallet, my keys, my whatever, like specifically in the one pouch. And then the other thing is our wristlets. So my son's walking and we had a crazy layover. So this little wristlet, one was on my wrist, one was on his wrist. It's got the bungee cord. It's really comfortable, honestly. At one point he laid on the floor, and same thing Rachel was saying, oh, he's so cute. I'm glad y'all think he's cute. But he's about to be all up and down this airport, y'all. So enjoy. But he got a lot of space with this. So that's what we did.
My
Rachel
tip
just
is to kind of more like a piggyback now. So if you're doing the car ride, sorry, somebody just finished the bath and scratched it with a pen. So if you cannot, in addition to like planning out your time, I know for us what worked really well is those plans, even if you didn't want to make it a rest stop, like do restaurants where you feel comfortable eating at and you can sit down, and that can be a part of the kid getting out of the car. And so that's what we did. It was something simple like, oh, we stopped at Zaxby's, but we sat down and we ate in Zaxby's that was practically empty. And then we went and we got back on the road, and we made all of it like one big stop. So Zaxby's was next to the gas station. So I was able to walk across the street right to the Zaxby's while gas was being pumped. And that saved some time and got us some workout. But you can also do it that way. So you're killing multiple birds with one stone. And then the other thing is, if possible, even for flights, try and plan your departure time around the time that you know is nap time, because that's going to increase the likelihood that even if you do have that older toddler, they're more inclined to go to sleep because it's nap time or it's bedtime.
Right. And that's 3 hours right there.
Yeah, right. And so you eat up that time. Just account for the fact that, what is it, when they get off the plane and you're getting back to where you need to go, they may wake up. So there is that component to it. But if you map those out, it kind of eliminates some of the stress that you'll have while traveling with the baby.
Mm-hmm.
So Rachel shared this. I'm going to share this before we do our outro. Rachel shared this, and this is a mechanism that will funnel air to the back seat.
The lady safe in the seat, this is one of the things that she recommends. You attach it to your air vent, and it's like a little hose that you could just use a fan too, but especially if you're doing a long road trip or whatever, you can just do this and then it circulates the air in the back seat of the car. So yeah,
It's always something that we could
I swear the baby world is a booming business.
Always something that somebody is making money off of that we could have. Well, guys, it is 10:04, which is amazing for us because y'all know we like to talk, but we are out of time. We hope that you have enjoyed this program. We ask that you like and share this and pass it on to your friends. If your friends, are getting ready to travel, be like, "Ooh, I saw this." And send them the link to this show. And we have dropped the links in that we talked about. They have been shared with you. You can share with other people. Again, if it's anything that goes in or on your baby's skin or in the baby, like cooling off and all that stuff, please check with your medical provider. None of us are doctors. We're all mommies and doulas. So if your water break, we got you, but we're not going to tell you what to put in your baby's mouth or on your baby's skin. We want you to check with your pediatrician or medical provider for that. Reach out to us if you're interested in any follow-up, or if you are pregnant, need postpartum care. Postpartum care is not 6 weeks. That is a lie. Postpartum goes all the way up to 2 years. Sometimes postpartum can go longer than 2 years. If you are like stressed out in those 2 years, it will carry on longer. So we suggest that you get yourself a village, which is what we are, and reach out if you need us. I put our contact information at the end. So if you need us, feel free. I did not, with all my links open, have our outro link. So if this don't go the way it's supposed to, I'm old and y'all know me by now. So y'all gotta give an old person just a little bit of grace. But I think I got here we go, ladies. And we are out.